Sonny, not to say you would have been that uncle, but what would you be saying to the Thanksgiving dinner table this year?
Yeah, I would say, hey, Bitcoin has become mainstream adoption around the world. It's got great brand recognition. And again, we shouldn't look at the price so much because it's what's really happening behind the scenes. And I don't think you're going to see any price movement up or down, really, as I said, for a long time until there's really some new direction. And that would mean things like Fidelity launching their product next year, or Bakkt launching their product, or Square launching a product, or BlackRock launching an ETF. Until those products come out, I don't think there's really any market catalyst moving either way.
Now, what Jamie Dimon has said about Bitcoin has gotten a lot of play, but I think right now it bears worth re-listening. Take a listen to what Jamie Dimon had to say about Bitcoin last year.
It will blow up. China just kicked them out. If someone's going to lose money somewhere else, it will be, don't ask me to short it. I'm not going to do it. It could be at 20,000 before this happens, but it will eventually blow up. It's a fraud.
Now, he later said he regretted saying that, but I wonder right now if it looks like he's being vindicated.
So I completely disagree with him on the fraud comment. Again, price can go up and down, and obviously anything that goes up that fast will obviously come down, so he's right about that. But the fraud thing, I completely disagree, and I would imagine next year when Jamie Dimon sees Fidelity's of the world launching products, that his bank will also be launching a product too as well. When you see companies maybe in the Bitcoin space doing IPOs, Silvergate today announced an IPO, which is a bank that works a lot of crypto, a lot of Bitcoin miners, maybe companies like Coinbase do an IPO next year. JP Morgan will probably get Coinbase's business probably to lead the underwrite. So I think he'll be changing that tune pretty soon next year. But again, it might be Q1, Q2 because these big companies take a long time to launch their products.
Do you think that we should be starting to look at cryptocurrencies as different currencies? Do you think some of the other currencies will actually break away from Bitcoin, or are they all basically the same?
No, I think there's a big night and day difference between Bitcoin and everything else. Bitcoin is the 800-pound gorilla. That's the one that has the mass network effect. That's the one that the traditional financial incumbents are building products around. The other ones, I don't know what's going to happen to them. You see the ICOs being ruled by the SEC right now, having some rulings about that. I think it's safe to say the ICO market's pretty much dead right now, and maybe a couple will survive. I'm not sure, but none of them are going to survive unless Bitcoin survives first. So that's the one everyone's focused on. Okay,
so that's what you're saying this year. What does Uncle Sonny say next Thanksgiving?
I would think next year we'll see actually maybe an ETF launched by a regular BlackRock type company, a Fidelity product, possibly a Square. You're going to see traditional incumbents fighting the Bitpays, the Coinbases of the world. So it should be an exciting time, actually. And again, that's just in America, but around the world, you're seeing adoption and use cases by Bitcoin. So Bitpay will process, again, over $1 billion this year. Even though the price of Bitcoin dropped 75%, we were still flat on processing as we processed over $1 billion last year because people are actually using Bitcoin, whether it be a store of value, a way of payment transact. There's just different use cases for it all over the world.
Where's the price next year?
I would say if these traditional incumbents do launch their products, actually, you would see price maybe around $15,000, possibly even $20,000 by the end of next year. But again, that depends on when these traditional incumbents launch their products, and they move very slow because nothing moves fast in fintech.